Hello. Good evening. How are we all? Have we had a good day? Did you have a good dinner? Have you got a cup of tea or a glass of wine? Who is here tonight to have a chat? I need to move over a little bit, don't I? It takes a few, Vinny's back. It takes a few seconds to bring up my comments. So if you are watching, thank you very much. I just can't see you. In bed, Angela. Best place to be. That's what I'll be after this. Hello, Lou. How are you? Good to see you again. It's morning in the UK, early for wine. Oh, well, that's debatable. It's 5 o'clock somewhere. Maria, Lavina. Lou. Hi, beautiful. How are you? Well, I got some complaints, actually, but that's nothing unusual, is it? I slept funny last night and my shoulder's really hurting. So, and it's my right side. So if I took spiritual advice about that, it would be homework, money, and security is driving me a little bit crazy. But I just can't turn that way and I can't do this. So don't ask me to do too much tonight. However, we are going to have a good chat. We're going to turn some cards. Hello, Miss Cat. You came back after Sunday. I've got a couple of emails to talk about. But I did jot down some random things as well during today. Also, we're going to talk about later people sending in their questions, because I do want your questions, but they can be about anything, whether it be crystals, chakras, life dilemmas, anything that you want to cover. Maybe you've had something interesting. Maybe you've got a ghost in your house. Maybe you've got stuff happening. Hello, Sharon. You can just email me those. It's askravencooper@gmail.com. It is in the comments. I will post it in the comments again after this video. But I thought tonight we might talk about something that's annoying me because, well, I'm always talking about me. Let's have a look at some dreams. So if I'm looking a little bit tired tonight, it's because I didn't sleep very well. Other than waking up hot, then cold, hot, then cold. And I know you ladies, some of you ladies can relate to that. My dreams have been really, really intense. So I was wondering how you're all going with your dreams. I didn't have a chance to have a look at where astrology was lately, but I can tell you they were lucid. I always dream in color, but I'm dreaming 5 or 6 times a night. I'm waking up as if that emotion's like very real, as if I've had those conversations with those people. So I was wondering, as a bit of collective, how we were all going with our dreams. And if you had any questions about them, I know we've got Mercury retrograde coming up on, I should know this, what month is it next month? May 10th? And it's going through until June the 2nd. So I know that's going to mess us up a little bit, and that's really going to play with our energies, but definitely that sleep. So quite unsettled, just kind of tossing and turning. And a few of my clients that I've spoken to over last week were actually saying similar things. I think it's very difficult when, we're all intuitive. We're, you're all empaths. Again, we all have those muscles. It just depends on how often we use them and how strong they become. But how are all your dreams going? Is anyone having some weird ones? Anyone want me to debunk any of their dreams? Don't worry if you're having that naked in the supermarket dream. That's totally normal. Because you're having that one, right? Because I seen you there. Or dreaming about crocodiles and things like that. All very, very normal. And normally our subconscious, yes, tossing and turning and waking, can't remember my dreams. It's interesting. Dreams always have that very vivid when you first wake up, straight on your mind, that emotion, how you're feeling. A good way to sort of combat that a little bit is, have your dream journal, write it down, or say it out loud to somebody if you can. Even someone else's interpretation can help. And of course, as the day sort of goes on, this is my cat. As the day kind of goes on, we start to lose that intensity and those feelings about those dreams. But some people don't often remember their dreams. I notice a lot of men tend to mention that they don't remember their dreams. And also depending on, are we having a couple of glasses of wines before bed? Are you hitting some herb? Is there anything else going on? Because all of those things will affect you dreaming, okay? You've been dreaming like crazy, Kat. Charles Gardner. His name, did I read that right? His name was Gardner, and he was a botanist. Is botanist plants? No. Is it? Is botanist plants? It is plants. See? Up here for thinking. Oh, goodness. Oh, now I'm catching up with these messages, which is good because I wanted to hear about everybody's dreams. Well, Kat, maybe you need more indoor plants. Or maybe there's something about that you need to get into. Tian? Oh, God, they're scary about periods and being pregnant. Ugh, that's a nightmare. I'm not sure if that's well, no, maybe not being the pregnant bit. Not everyone thinks that's a nightmare. That's just a personal view. Love my children dearly. Yeah, that is why I mentioned it. For those of you, pro-choice, do what you like. But you will find that if you do smoke some herb, the THC in that will stop you from dreaming. Or maybe it's medical, maybe you use medical marijuana, but it will definitely stop you from dreaming, which sometimes a good thing, sometimes a bad. The same as alcohol. Okay, it's going to affect those dreams. You might go into that really deep sleep, but not maybe find yourself dreaming. Dr. House, I loved that series. You've been binge watching the episodes. Yeah. Look at you, Kat. So remembering our dreams. So the theory is behind dreams is that first dream you have at night when you first go to bed, like I mentioned before, maybe you're like walking through the shopping center naked, or there's, really weird things going on that maybe you touched on during the day. That's our brain kind of doing its own psych work. It's kind of dealing with our issues, helping us see our vulnerabilities maybe and things like that. That premonition dream is going to be around what they always call the witching hour, about 3 o'clock, or maybe even, if you wanted to get up and go to the bathroom and come back to bed. That last dream, the one you feel like you just had before you woke up, is quite often normally going to be your premonition. So if you can write that one down, because you will start to forget dreams. Reoccurring dreams are very interesting things as well. And I had my first deja vu actually on Sunday, and I haven't had one of those. Oh, it's been months. And deja vus is a whole another topic about where we sit with that and what your beliefs are. For me personally, I really love reading into more about the time travel, the idea of parallel worlds, and them kind of touching. And for me, deja vus have always been that I'm in the right spot at the right time. It's like when that divine kind of timing comes together and those two worlds kind of meet. For a second, I get that, I've been here, this is familiar, I know what kind of the next few seconds happens. But it's very hard for me to kind of, I guess, define sometimes whether it's because I've had the dream or because I'm having a deja vu. Yeah, alcohol. So dreams are very interesting. Yes, we have those ones that come in as premonitions, and then those that come in just for us sorting our day. It's that you're not broken if you're not dreaming. And if you're dreaming too much, you're not broken. Lucid dreaming, obviously. So if you are dreaming in color, if you can feel pain, a lot of the time my dreams are always, I've got my phone and I'm trying to dial the number and the phone won't dial, or it won't send, or I can't get the phone to work, and all those kinds of things. Last night I was driving the streets and I just couldn't get to where I needed to be. So those same kinds of things. Now I can look at those dreams and kind of go, okay, why am I dreaming these things? And that probably makes a little bit of sense in my life. I do struggle from high anxiety. I am worried about things. One thing I do dislike is my phone and trying to deal with it, and I find it very frustrating. So maybe those things coming into account there for me. But for you, definitely, I think, the best way to start dealing with those dreams, if they are really intense at the moment, is have a look at just, A 50-cent exercise book from the local supermarket will do the trick. You don't have to have a fancy journal. If you'd like a fancy journal, go right ahead. It doesn't really matter. What it matters is just start writing it down and maybe keeping track of it. What appears every time you've got lots of anxiety. I have a reoccurring dream that comes in when my anxiety is at the highest, and I know when I'm having that dream, I really have to assess my life and where I'm at. If we were talking about crystals, and I know a lot of you have a shit ton at home, and they get lost in cupboards and we don't get them out often enough. I know during the pandemic, I stepped away from a lot of my spirituality and jumping back into it now and getting my crystals out. And I had a client hand me a crystal the other day and I just couldn't believe it. I was just like the vibration. I'd missed feeling the vibration and how it felt. Sorry, I'm just reading a comment. Oh, hang on. I just lost it. The bed ends. Oh, I've just lost. Let me see if I can find it. Oh, I wanted to read the end. I heard about driving in the heavy rain and pulling up to the place. It was starting to sound like something out of the Bible. You were getting given a room. If you can, actually, that would be a really good idea. If you are having dreams that you would like me to interpret, please send them in to me at askravencooper@gmail.com, and I can interpret those and bring those back into the next show. And also, we did talk last week about numbers, and I did ask those people that were on listening to the show and watching that if they had seen reoccurring numbers, or to ask the universe for reoccurring numbers in the last week, that we could talk about them again this week. So if you have seen some, please let me know. Oh, I'm really disappointed I didn't get to read the end of that dream. There was something growing out of the bed head. You'll have to excuse me. I'm still getting used to the technology and being able to catch all the comments as they come in. So I am going to be turning cards shortly for everybody, but I did get a couple of emails through. I did miss one last week that I am going to bring into this week. Unfortunately, I missed it last minute, and another one there as well. Well, I don't know where that meant. Oh, 1144458877 over and over all week. Well, we know that 1111, you hear the school kids say it, make a wish, and we talked about that. You know, what does it mean for you? For me, I'm going to start writing these names down. Lou, absolutely, I'll do you a card all the way to the UK. Colleen, yes, hi Colleen. The number 11 being obviously sometimes that master number. We don't really break that down. Or 1111, you know, take note of what's around you. What are you doing at that time? What have you asked the universe for? Is it bringing you answers? 4s, we're always looking at that protection, being very protected and looked after. 555, right place, right time. 8877. So really, really good. I like when the comments are coming up better for me. So I do have, like I mentioned before, a couple of emails here that I wanted to get through. Also, I did post last week, I mentioned it in last week's show, my Intuitive Development and Pendulum Workshop. Now, it is coming up on the 28th of May. It is a Saturday morning from 9 till 12. It is at Strathpine at Elfshaw Park, which I'm pretty sure is in Stanley Street. I know where it is. I'm just not sure of the street. It's very easy to find. It's got fantastic parking. It's lovely and cozy. So we're going to do 3 hours. It'll include intuitive development, exercises to work those muscles. We're going to do some of them. I'm going to talk to you about how you can advance your intuition. You're going to be given a pendulum to take home. You're going to be given a pendulum chart to take home so you can start working with those straight away, because pendulums can be used for so many things. Yes, there's the classic yes/no answers, but also when we're looking for things, if we're working with chakras, if you're someone that enjoys paranormal activity, all of those things as well. So we'll be looking at that. All I ask is you bring along your drink and your snack. I will have bottles of water on the day that you'll be able to have, but to book, and we have already had quite a few bookings, you need to email me at ravencooper333@gmail.com. or you can text me on my number that will be in the comments as well. It's also on the post on Facebook, or just get hold of me however you can. And how we're going to work it is you can do a bank transfer, so I can just I'll be sending you my details, or I can send you a PayPal invoice, but that's coming up on May the 28th, and I should get all of my housework out of the way while I'm talking about this. There is a high tea at Reed's Place at Scarborough in Redcliffe. It's going to be a wonderful vintage high tea. You're going to be spoilt there. We're doing a chakra introduction to chakra workshop. You'll also receive, other than that yummy high tea, you get 7 chakra crystals. You get the cage necklace to be able to wear them. You also get a workbook to take home. I love when I offer my workshops to you be able to go home and start working on yourself or your intuition straight away. So I like to give you those things so that you're able to do that. I will have another workshop coming up on the 25th of June. I'll be letting you know what that is next week. But do let me know if you want to get in contact. All right, let's quickly jump on to a couple of these messages first. Before I do start turning the cards, I did miss who I was up to. I knew I had, there was Lou and there was somebody else who asked me to turn a card. Yeah, I got Lou. Okay, let's do the emails first. All right, so the 2 emails that I have, the first one says, will my granddaughter ever live with her father again? And you know who you are if you sent this one in. These topics are always so difficult because our hearts are so attached to it. And of course, I want to give you that big positive answer and say, yes, it's going to be amazing. Anyone that's been for a reading with me knows that that is not what I'm going to do. I'm going to tell you the truth. It may be an amazing answer, but it may not. But for this particular question, I am going to turn some cards and have a look at it. When I did read the email, just thought about it for a minute, let my intuition do a little bit of work. I don't think so, to be honest. I think we're going to get maybe more rights here or more ability to be able to see their daughter, your granddaughter. But there is a bit of a battle here, and you're dealing with someone who maybe has a bit of deception going on. But let's turn some cards and have a look at it. Lavina, let me write that on my list. I need more space. I need to be more organized. That's not going to happen. All right, let's have a look. So just that quick question about the granddaughter. All right, let's have a look. So I always use these same cards. I have been using these cards now for about 15, 16 years. Oh, hello, Miss Nessa. Let me add you to mine. You haven't seen you in a while, darling. All right, so let's have a look for this first question. I'm going to turn 3 cards for this one because I think it's important. Yeah. All right, let's see if I can bring these cards so that you can see them at the moment. Let me see. Does this work? Oh, how clever am I? Okay, let's... Very clever. Thank you very much. I heard that, Kat. Okay, so this first card here, the heartache and loss. Okay, and we know with those questions, like I mentioned to you, we're going to have all that emotion attached to it. And it really says here, the best thing we can do is let it go. Okay, if we can let this go, it's going to be able to set us free. So we're going to be able to let go of that heartache and loss and this trap that we felt like we've been in, but we're going to have to let destiny play out. It's almost like you're going to have to leave it up to the gods and let them play this out for you. But it's going to be about balance. So I don't feel like I said, the granddaughter will be in just one home. It will be that they will be split between maybe the 2 homes, like most agreements like that. But definitely the father being able to have more time or more say. This is going to take a little while to play out though. So I think a better result, the best result we wanted, no, I don't think so, but a better result, and that's what I like. And I do feel like this child's going to be able to have a little bit of a say, so maybe they're a little bit older. And the next one that I missed from the week before, and then I'm going to get on to turning cards for the people that are on tonight, was one that I received last week, and I really felt for this email. My question is, after a rough 12 months full of loss and sorrow, is there anything or anyone positive ahead for me for the remainder of this year? Like I've said before, I will like to keep the emails anonymous because we don't want to be letting everyone's private details out, I guess, on a platform like this. You never quite know who, I guess, is having a listen. And sometimes you like to keep it private, but that doesn't mean we can't share it at the same time. So this question here, I actually think, again, you've had those really tough times. And when it's going on, we don't like it. And we don't like people saying to us, this too will pass. But I guess it's like everything. The good times pass, the bad times pass, and everything does continue on. But I will turn some cards for this one. And then we'll get to turning the cards for the people that are watching today. Well done, Kat. It's getting a little warm in here, or is that just my age? All right, let's have a quick look for this last email that we had here. Yeah. I'm just going to choose this last card. I'm going to dig in here because this is where I want to go with it. Look, that's not one of my favorite cards, but that's okay. So what we're looking at here is exactly what you mentioned in that email coming through about just that sorrow and that disappointment and those hard times that we felt. And this here is the conflict and defeat card. Okay, and he gets halfway up the stairs. Every time he keeps getting to that eternal light where he wants to be, and then he's drawn back down to this candle. It's just a little bit of light. Then the candle burns out, and he's like, man, I should just kept going to the top of the stairs. I should have pushed through those hard times. And I know right now you want to say, piss off, Raven. I don't want to hear that shit. I don't want any more hard times. I totally get it. But what I do like is the position of that card, because that's kind of where we've been. But you see, you're going through this major transformation here. Oh, I can show you up here as well. So this transformation, my transformation card always comes with a little bit of a story. And I love myself a good analogy and a good story. And what it says is, the reasons maybe we're going through all these really hard times is you've done nothing wrong, but we're going through this major transition. It's a bit like the caterpillar. For a while there, it's been going along being a caterpillar, knowing it's a caterpillar, knowing its world, and then all of a sudden it goes into a cocoon, and it's tight, and it's dark, and it can't see where it's going, and it can't see what it's doing, and its body's changing, and its mind's changing, and it's alone, and it's really sad because it just thinks it's in a coffin. But then that cocoon breaks open and he's like, holy shit, I'm a butterfly. And it's like, yes, we got to go through these really shitty hard times, but for what? And, and then we get that amazing result, but you can't see it coming because you're kind of stuck in the cocoon and the world that you're in. Just some patience here, okay? I love this card. I actually think for you, it says here, we've planted a lot of seeds. And you've been sitting around going, universe, hey, I've been doing all this good stuff. I've been doing all these things. Why is nothing coming from this? And what's going to happen with this card is he's going to look up sooner or later and he's going to go, oh my God, I didn't realize there was a white lily growing in the background. It's a bit like Jack and the Beanstalk. They plant the seeds, there's nothing. Then they come out the next day and they're like, holy crap, look at all of this that was going on in the background and we didn't see it. So is there good things coming? Yes, that's that white lily. Do I think this actually involves a person more than a situation? Yes. And if you were looking at the study, I suggest doing it because it is going to bring in that transformation. But overall, are they good cards? Yes, because we start on this one that says, man, I'm defeated. And I just want to have a rest and I just want to go back to what's easy. And the universe is like, we can't. We've got to push through this. The caterpillar, just when it becomes the butterfly, he can't change his mind and go back. Okay, we're doing permanent movement forward here. It's uncomfortable. It's unfamiliar. But if you can be patient, you are going to see the good things come through. All right, now let's start turning the cards. General, please, Raven. Yes, Lou, I can read that one for you now. You might just go back to full screen because then I can see you all a little bit better. I'm trying to turn my fan on. I could take my cardi off. It's warm in here. I'll take my socks off. Anyone else feeling the cold all of a sudden? You got below 24 degrees. Okay, I can breathe. Okay, so Lou, you're first. Just a general card. All right. Oh, Lou. don't worry. We'll deal with it. Okay, this is my authority card, Lou. So I'm going to be a little bit serious with this one. So this is saying to you here, all right, if you have legal papers, work contracts, leases, documents, don't park in the wrong place, sorry, don't speed. Be careful because authority is watching you. I'm not sure in the UK how it works with taxes and things, but if you've got to put your tax in now, if you've got to go through things, no worries, Katie, I will write your name down and add you to the list. This one here is just saying to you, check things. So there could be some contracts coming your way. I don't believe it's a court case. This is more about, it's not saying don't do it. It's just saying if you're going to do it, read it twice. Make sure you know the terms and conditions. Make sure you know what's going on. Make sure you know all the little fine details that are there, because that's what can change things. Oh, yeah, lol, the tax is due. All right, so as much as we all like to not have to pay taxes, just be careful. Make sure that, you've got a good accountant, or if you're putting it in yourself, that you're getting it right. But also if work's coming to you or someone around you sort of saying, hey, that's not included. And you're like, hang on. Ooh, yeah. So, but just get some good legal advice on this, because we are going about to go into Mercury retrograde. So we do know that it's a really horrible time for contracts and leases and technology and all those kinds of things. So really right now, just checking that authority and that everything is what you expect it to be. Right. Well, I hope that was helpful. Let's have a look who is next. Lavina is next. I'm going to go down this end for you, Lavina. You're very welcome. Wow, a great card. Red, Lavina. So we're looking at home, work, money, and security. We're looking at all those things that make us feel safe in the physical world. Now, this card normally brings two things, or either thing, should I say. 9 here, so we're wrapping things up. But what he's looking at is material harvest. So right now we could have maybe some inheritance coming in. Maybe there was some big money owed to you that needs to come in. Maybe there's a property sale. But what it's saying is he's going to look at this money that's coming in. He's going to harvest it. He's going to have a look at it. And then he's going to decide where he's going to plant it next. So you might find there's some big financial decisions coming around you. If you have anything up for sale at the moment, good chance it's going to sell. Okay, so keeping an eye on those things, but just a little bit of thinking first. Where can I put this money where it can work the best for me? If you were going through any kind of compensation claim or anything like that, I would be looking at definitely just thinking about where do I want to put it and is it coming in? It's always unfortunate if we talk about inheritance. I have been manifesting money coming in. Well, honey, here it comes. Okay, and when it comes to manifestation, I'm a big believer in it. And people often say to me, well, Raven, if you believe in manifestation so much, why don't you live in a mansion? And I suffer that terrible thing where I can manifest what I need, not what I want. Okay, so I might sit here and go, oh my God, I need to have enough readings this week to pay the rent, to be able to do all the things that I need to do, to be able to move forward. And the universe goes, yeah, sure, here you go, here it is. Because my heart truly believes I deserve that. But when I go, gee, I'd really like $1 million, there's part of me that just kind of goes, do you really need it? And for me, I guess, and don't get me wrong, there's days when I really do, we only manifest what our true heart wish is, what we really truly believe we deserve. And that's why when people say to me, well, I was trying to manifest this, and don't try not to put on strict terms on how that money comes in. If you say, I want to win First Division Lotto, 24 million other people in Australia or the planet, 6 or 7 billion, whatever we've got now, they're all wishing for that same thing. Now, we can only win one person at a time, really, or half a dozen. So it's a long list to get on. But if you just say, can I manifest this amount of money? Universe, can you help me see how to bring it in, or can you bring it in? I do find that works a lot better. Nessa. All right. Hey, Lisa. How are you? You made it this week. All right. So, Nessa, let's have a look. This one might be interesting. Oh, I'm going to go down here. Don't hate me. All right. Heartache and loss. Now stop before we panic. Blue for the throat chakra, okay? So we're going to be speaking our truth. 3, because we're going to create something new. But you're really trapped in the heartache and loss. Okay, and it's about if you can let this go, it's going to set you free. So try not to hold on to, I guess, and it's from the sacral chakra, so it can be how we see relationships, also our passions and our creativity and things like that. But the affirmation with our sacral chakra being I feel. So how we feel in relationships, not how we love, okay? And it's saying here that we really need to let go of it all, and as soon as you can, it can set you free. So hard advice, I'd love to be saying to you, oh my God, this is a love begins card and something amazing is coming in. But what it's saying here, for you to truly move forward, you really need to let go of the heartache and loss and almost just reach for the stars. Okay, and sometimes realizing that our own, I guess, worries or anxieties or concerns from past, whether it be work experiences or relationships, or just life experiences, that we hold on to that hurt and loss so much that it really stops us moving forward. So a good card, if you can let this go, it's going to set you free, but it's blue because sometimes we have to say, hey, that was shit and that hurt and I didn't like that, but I can't hold on to it because I need to move forward. So a good and a bad card. Hope that was helpful. All right, what are we up to now? We've got Katie and then we've got Sharon. If I'm getting this right, if I am not getting this right, please let me know. Again, send your questions into askravencooper@gmail.com. Love to answer as many as I can. Maybe I said before, you got a life dilemma, maybe you got a funny story, maybe it's a dream, maybe you got a question about a crystal or a chakra, or maybe you are suffering from insomnia and you'd like ideas to be able to deal with that. Anything like that, please send it in. For general card readings, it will be who brings up on the night and who requests one, as the emails are more about general questions where we could all learn from or have a good laugh. Now, Katie? Yeah, Katie. Let's have a look, Kate. All right, I'm going to go with this one. Right. I like this. Red, base chakra, homework, money, security, firm foundation. So what this is about is getting mind, body, and spirit on the same page. Okay, so making sure home feels good again, making sure we physically feel good again, making sure we can feel as best we can emotionally. And it's saying here you might want to try extra hard to get this right because you're going to build a mountain. This is almost like starting from ground level. But when we get halfway up the mountain, it's very hard to go back and fix the foundation. Okay, so what it's saying to you here is the universe is really trying to provide that security for you right now, making you feel safe, making you feel balanced and level all around homework, money, and security, and bringing in here. So this would be a good card if you were looking for a job, but you wanted to love it and you wanted it to bring in good money. Okay, this is a good card for that. So I like that. A new beginning often brings a firm foundation because we've got to get our feet back on the ground. We've got to feel safe again before we can move forward. Okay, Sharon. If you have any questions as well as we're going through, maybe you've got a question about something you've thought about during the day or during the week, something metaphysical or something going on, you can pop them in the comments and hopefully I will see them. All right, Sharon. I like this one for you, Sharon. This is fulfillment of wishes, and it is green because it's all about the heart chakra. And this is saying to you here, 9 completion. So we know we've got things are kind of wrapping up a little bit here. But fulfillment of wishes, it's kind of saying, what does your heart really want? But on both sides. Okay, so this is about work and play being even when it comes to those fulfillment of wishes. So it's not just, hey, I'd love to go on a holiday, but hey, I'd really like some good money coming in from my income. I want to cover both sides with this, but definitely coming in. So those things that you've been waiting for, very supported here. 9, things are going to wrap up and we're going to start seeing those results, but it's a really good result for your heart chakra. So double water, so work and play there, bringing you good stuff for the heart, which we like. It's great if money brings financial security, but not if it makes us sad. We want to make sure that we can have that balance there. Yes, Maria, I certainly do. I can turn a card for you. And Lisa, of course. So Maria. Yeah, I'm going to be on till about 8:30. That time, like, throw your questions up. You're very welcome, Sharon. Let's have a look. I'm trying to turn my fan on. I could take my cardigan off, but my fan's not plugged in. All right, so let's have a look. Maria. Oh, I want to stay down this end. I'm going to go down here. I love this card. And I love all of my cards, but I particularly love this one. New beginnings. Okay, I love this card because she is stepping out onto the world. Okay, she's closing the door to the past. She's moving forward. She has the green there. She's wearing her heart on her sleeve, but she does have her spear. So a little bit of like namaste or I cut you could be your mood. But she's stepping out here onto the world. Brand new beginning. Normally when I see this card during a reading, it does show me, it says in 12 months time, we're probably going to be talking about a different relationship status, a different home, a different car, maybe a different job or money opportunity coming in here. Normally when I see this card, everything's going to change over the next sort of 12 months and we can be running into that 7-year cycle. But this is all about the heart on her sleeve. She has all the things she needs, but she's going to lead with her heart this time round. I turned this card in 2013 and I was like, piss off. I don't have a new beginning starting. None of this is happening. Within 3 weeks, my entire life changed across the board. Home, relationship status, work, as in where I was working from, car, the whole lot. Okay, that's this card. So even though those changes are starting to come in now, it's probably going to take that 12 months before you see them all have clicked over, but big changes across the board and new beginnings, but leading with your heart. But people shouldn't be fooled because you do have that spear there that if you do need to use it, you'll stab them. But a good card. I like that. Those last two, very good. So we're up to Lisa. And then Teresa. Let me write those down. We've got Teresa here. Yep, but Lisa, I think, was just in first. Lisa, of course, I will turn you a card. Oh, one jumped out. Do I take that one, Lisa? Maybe I should check it first and see if it's good. Hang on, let me have a look. Yeah, we're going to take that one, okay? This is a great card, and I know when cards are jumping around, we're going to take it. This is Passion Ignited. We all want to be like the woman on this card. One, new direction. She's completed what she wanted to do, so now she's looking for that new direction, head on that new path. She has that fire in her belly. She has the V in her neck because she's speaking her truth. Even that look on her face. Look at how content she is. She's like, oh, I love my life. So this is Passion Ignited. So hopefully this is to do with work. It could be a new work opportunity coming in, hobbies. Yeah, they just jump out. But about getting that fire back in your belly again. You know, or maybe it's there and it's about following it and going, you know what, I got to go and do what I love here. There's a bit of a theme tonight with these cards, but Passion Ignited, so good things coming your way. New direction, because we've wrapped things up with what we wanted to do, but what would make your heart be on fire? You know, what would put that fire in your belly? And that's really what you want to be working towards. Good card, Lisa. I like that. Teresa Alice Louise. I certainly can turn a card for you. Now, this Facebook live show is also connected to my YouTube channel. That is Raven Cooper 333. I'm going to do a lot more sort of pop-up during the day shows on there as well, which you won't see here. You'll only see on YouTube. So if you subscribe to YouTube, you'll just get an alert. It'll just say, hey, Raven Cooper is live right now. And if you need a card turned or you have a question or you just want to say g'day, I will be there. But our Tuesday nights at 7:30, be doing both Facebook and YouTube. So I'm going to be here every Tuesday night. And I won't finish the show with see you next Tuesday. And you know I really want to. And you know how much it just rolls off my tongue. But I'm not going to do that. All right. Teresa. I'm going to spread them out this time. Just see where I'm drawn to. I think I want to go down here. Tell you what. Really big life stuff tonight about homework, money, and security. Excuse my poor cards falling apart. So this one's for you, Teresa. Movement, choices, and decisions. Red. Again, base chakra. Homework, money, security. But right now it's time to step back and just have a look at everything. Movement, choices, and decisions. So we are just deciding what it is that we want to do. We haven't got to walk through any of these doors yet, but we're deciding across the board. Passions, home for red, passions, money, relationships, dreams, like we said, home, all the things. So now's a good time to step back, make some decisions, get a plan. Okay, we may have a little bit more time than we think to be able to make these decisions, but it's really about reassessing what you want to do and in what order. A great time to get a timeline so we can start accomplishing those things. But lots going around, but all reasonably good things, so nothing to worry about. Yeah, job decisions are happening. But really, when you make this decision, it's not just about looking at the money. He's also looking at, relationships, home, dreams. Sometimes the equation is, mental health over dollars. That job's going to make me an extra 10 grand a year, but I'll bloody hate it and I'll hate myself. And it's just going to be self-harm going there every day. Or do I take a little less, but I'm really happy and there's movement in that company and I can move forward. So really deciding, I guess, a little bit more about the lifestyle you can have along with the job. I like it. I'm loving these cards that are coming through, and if you do want me to turn a card, it's interesting that tonight a lot of the base chakra cards have come up, and I guess that's something for a lot of us. Exactly, yeah, Teresa. There's a lot of us at the moment, we went through this pandemic and we lost our tribe. And we lost our people and we kind of had to step back, especially in this metaphysical spiritual world. We couldn't run our workshops. We couldn't go to our meetings. We couldn't go and hang out with, like-minded people. And so we really lost that grounding a little bit. And now with that base chakra, everybody seems to be leaning towards it. We're all going through just trying to get through the day. Okay, and get through the day, especially when we're going through a pandemic. We didn't know when we were going to have lockdowns. We didn't know what circumstances were coming. We couldn't book holidays. We couldn't make plans. We couldn't do anything. Oh, hey, Rachel. Oh, lovely to see you on here. So right now it's about get back to basics. Okay, get back to the things that made you love your spirituality. For me, it's been this little simple things, like now that cooler weather's coming in the morning, like even being able to just go sit out in the sun and have a cup of tea, feed the magpies, feed the crows, hey Zoe, and do all of those things where you can get in touch with nature, feel your grounding, okay? And what happened to protecting yourself? How you all doing with that? When was the last time you used your white light? When was the last time that you laid in bed at night, hand on the heart chakra, hand on the solar plexus, and just envision that white light growing, covering you, covering your home, covering your family, protecting you. If you're going somewhere, I went into the city on one day over the weekend, just very quickly, and jumped in to have a look at the Mind, Body, Spirit Festival. Did a quick walk around, but I had forgotten what it was like to be in that intense kind of energy and that many people and that many crystals. And I really walked in there just unguarded, didn't think about, being able to look after my own energies when I went in there. So right now I'm really encouraging people who feel like they've maybe lost contact with their spirituality to just get back to those basics. Cleanse your crystals. Even just put them all in a bowl and every day decide to go for the one that you're drawn to and pop it in your pocket. Start loving them again. We'll definitely turn you a card, Zoe. I know I missed you. Nearly to set that alarm. I am just not a morning person. But I did watch it. I did watch it again afterwards. So looking at that, like I said, that base chakra, and also a lot of us went through huge changes with our careers and our work and money and finances. They're all things that make us feel secure in our base chakra. So they've been very shaky over the last couple of years, which didn't help our anxiety, didn't help keep us grounded, didn't help with our protection and moving forward. Zoe, let me have a look for you. I know Delia won't be on here tonight, but definitely sending her lots of love and healing energy. She's going through a bit of a hard time right now. All right, Zoe, let's have a look. And then we've got Tian. Zoe, I'm going to go all the way down here. Okay. Spiritual strength. Now, when I actually see this card, I take it away from the person that I'm reading for, because 9 completion. So here you are trying to focus on yourself. Okay, so Zoe, at the moment, you're like, you know what, I want to focus on myself, getting where I want to be, whether that just be finding balance in things and moving forward. But unfortunately, you are going to be needing to support the people around you and having to be bigger than yourself and support them. So unfortunately, for a little while here, the focus maybe be taken off yourself, even though you've been working really hard on that and having to support the people around you a little bit. Just that spiritual strength. It's purple because you should be able to see it coming, which you most definitely should. But it's just unfortunate timing sometimes, because here you're like, you know what, I've been really trying to work on myself, but every time I get, 2 steps forward, 1 step back, then I'm going to go and help people and assist people. But, of course we love doing that, and we want to be there for the people that we care about. But sometimes the timing, and it's just saying here, although you really should be focusing on you, you will be supporting the people around you instead. So a card about others, but I do like this card, but purple because you'll see it coming and there'll be plenty of clarity there. You'll understand what they need and how to help them, maybe without even asking you. So I hope that was helpful. If you're wanting to work on your base chakra and get more grounded and being more in the moment, if you have hematite at home, do I have one here? I should normally have one somewhere. Hematite is that crystal that looks like metal. It looks steel. It's very shiny. It's been heat treated. If I break hematite open, it's red on the inside. So that's why it's good for the base chakra. Okay, it's also good for taking heat out of the body. It is good for pain. It is good for headaches. You'll quite often find people wearing it if they have arthritis, when you can get the magnetic hematite. Any of your red crystals are great for grounding. There's lots of exercises that we can do if you are looking at, so you can do your squats. You're more than welcome, Zoe. You can do your squats, or, think about foods that you could eat to help with that grounding. Anything that grows in the ground. Potatoes, carrots. I think once I said peanuts, but I'm not sure where they grow. Maybe they grow on a tree. Is it a peanut tree? If you know the answer, I'd love to hear it. Your yams, anything, sweet potato, anything that grows in the ground is going to really help with that grounding. That's why if you have a really homely meal, you come home and you do a big plate of veggies and like roast beef or something, and you have those really heavy foods, we get in those kind of food comas and we sit back afterwards and, the brain kind of wants to go to sleep and everything wants to slow down. There's a whole lot of grounding going on at that point. But these are things that we can do. And even meditating right now is particularly hard. However, I love hematite. It does look like solid mercury. But the idea of start off with the small things. You know me, I've been doing this forever. And I love my spirituality and I love everything that I get to do. But it knocked me around too. And I missed my tribe. Right, thanks, Lisa. So peanuts grow in the ground. See? I know more than you think. All right, so we're looking at Tian. Let's turn you a card. All right, let's have a look. Oh, these ones didn't separate, so I'm going to dig in here and find the one that's hiding. Oh, I was going to say I didn't pick it, but I did. This one here is moving on. Okay, Tian, so this is about moving out of the dark and into light. And it's blue because we need to speak our truth. That's our throat chakra. Now, this is a good card because we want to step out of the dark and into the light. He's stepping in here. You can see there's some leaves. He's kind of stepping into a new season. And we want that. The only thing that can hold you up with this card is he's actually holding a timepiece. Okay, that's what that represents for me. So it's kind of saying to you, hey, you can move forward. You can step out of the dark into the light. You can make progress with this situation, but you hold the timepiece. So I'm terrible at it. If I don't have a due date, okay, then how am I supposed to get it done last minute if I don't have a due date? Because that's how I work. If it's not urgent, I'm not touching it. Okay, so there's a problem I have. But with this saying to you here is, it's almost going, if it was for a job, for example, the universe isn't going to make you redundant tomorrow and hand you a new job because the timing has to happen now. The universe is saying, oh, yes, we'll help you get a new job when you action it. Okay, so the problem being here with a few things around you, out of the dark into the light, is when is the due date? Have you set that timeline? Have you decided this is when this needs to be done? Because only you at the moment can control the pace in which you move forward. Good in a way and tough in another. I have terrible self-discipline. So the idea of leaving it up to me, not great, to move myself forward. But with this one with you, just speak your truth if you're struggling here. If you need some help, if you need support from the people around you, you need to go and let them know. But the problem is if you don't tell them, they're not going to know. Okay, but moving forward, but just remembering, unfortunately, the timing's up to you. It could be something like study and you're like, I really want to study. It's going to help me move forward in my job. But if you don't start study for 2 years, then you don't change it for 2 years. But if you start it this month, you change it this month and you start working towards it. So a really good card. That's one of the things with chakras as well. Tamika Steele. I can turn a card for you. Oh, I did have a few people asking me too. People, that makes sense. Well, that's good. That have messaged me lately asking, am I still doing my readings? What's happening with them? Because as you know, I did have to close my physical premises of Threefold at Sandgate when the pandemic started. But moving forward with all the workshops now, I spoke earlier about my intuitive development and pendulum workshop coming up on the 28th of May that you can book in with. It's been posted up on the Threefold Facebook page. If you have any queries, just feel free to contact me and I can have a look at that. But people asking, can they come and see me for readings again? Yes, you can. I'm online, obviously, to the world. I'm reading for everybody over in the UK and America and New Zealand, Melbourne. I even read for a lady a couple of streets away online. It is no different for me online as it is reading in person. And I also do have my home office now that you can come to a reading for as well. And of course, you can text message me for any of those details. I will put my number in the comments here so that you can get in touch with me. Yeah. It just kind of worked out, when Skoma was talking about how long we were going to be held up and my rent there was incredibly high. For me to be able to by myself keep that going was just impossible, but so excited about getting back this year and teaching my workshops. Like I said, I've got one coming up in May. I've got 2 in June. I've got another one in July. So they're going to be heaps of fun. They're local. It's just at a very cute little hall that I have found at Strathpine. Tamika, that's what sorry, I get a little distracted. Let's have a look. And again, with that, askravencooper@gmail.com. If you've got questions about crystals, chakras, auras, balancing things, cleansing your home, how to sleep better, dilemmas, moral dilemmas, life dilemmas, issues in your relationships, friends, lovers, partners, it doesn't matter. Send me your questions so that we can cover them because normally everybody gets something from the answer. Okay, Tamika, let's have a look. Oh, we had this one earlier as well. This is such a base chakra night tonight. It has all been about that home, work, money, and security. But what I like about this, Tamika, is you might have some money coming in. And this could or maybe be inheritance. Maybe you're selling something. Maybe this is money owed to you. This could be a great tax return or something like that. And what it's saying here is have a look at it because this could be money owed to you. So we've harvested this. Or if I was to sell everything that I had, How much do I have? What am I actually looking at? And where do I want to go and plant it? But a good money card, there could be some extra money in at work coming in here. There can be a small win card here for this as well. But normally money that has been owed to you, or the big sale of something. And we're going to look at reinvesting that. So really right now, looking financially at things, homework, money and security, and what's going to bring that safety in for you. And maybe it's time to start looking at your money and deciding where you want to plant it and what you want to do with it to invest. And that could be investing in study. It could be purchasing a home. It could be a car. It could be anything like that. Normally slightly bigger. We're not talking about a new pair of shoes. Then again, I guess that depends on the brand, on how much we're going to be spending. But right now, looking at what I've got and where can it take me when it comes to money and security. I like it. We're doing well today. Like I mentioned earlier, we were talking about sleep and dreams and how everyone's dreams right now are really intense. Amethyst in your pillowcase. Okay, if you've got an amethyst at home, give it a quick cleanse. You can do that underwater, salt water, under the moon. You can do that with your sage sticks. You can just do that with intent. You're very welcome, Tamika. And then we want to program it. Not as complicated as it sounds. Just hold on to your crystal and tell it what you want it to do. Okay, so then we can pop it in our pillowcase and then we can start letting it do its work. Now, just be careful, because if you say to that amethyst, okay, I want to dream more, I want my third eye to be really open and I want all that intuition to come in, then you're not going to be getting a lot of sleep. Okay, you don't have to stop dreaming either. You can just ask for them to be less intense. If you're someone that enjoys working with angels, you're going to ask Archangel Michael to come down. He has his sword and he has his shield. He is here to protect you, and he's also here to help cut cords. So if you're looking at something like, trying to give up a habit, he's very good at that, or releasing someone. He's fantastic at keeping you safe while cutting that cord. But you can also use him as what we call a gatekeeper, and you can ask him to make sure that he doesn't let the bad dreams come through. A bit like a dream catcher. Lavender oil is fantastic, or just lavender in general. If you've got some at home in the garden, put it beside the bed. You can crush those flowers up. You can get all that beautiful essential oil out. Lavender's fantastic for sleep. And just also very good for headaches and tension. And so if you're finding you're getting those tension headaches at the moment because we're all doing that overthinking, a little bit of lavender oil is fantastic for that. Hey, we're doing all right tonight. We're doing pretty good. Remember, this show was all about you guys. I wanted it to be so much like we were when we were at Threefold, where you're throwing questions at me. You're coming in with those questions. No question is invalid to me. Anything at all that you want to ask when it comes to the metaphysical, and what we can do for that. Witchy woo questions, herb questions. I might even start showing off some different cards. So I've got a couple of minutes left. Was there anybody else that wanted to get me to turn a card? I did write things down. What have I done with my notebook? I did talk about that Mercury retrograde coming up, and I will talk about it again. Why? Because they freak me out. Okay, 10th of May. Now we're going to start going into that kind of lead up period to that Mercury retrograde. We're going to start seeing technology go crazy. Hearing from people from the past, be very wary of why they're contacting you. Emails being sent to the wrong person. Back up your phone, back up your computer. I was already having issues on Friday morning at the radio station, just before my show on Friday at 9 a.m. and everything was kind of going a little bit nuts. And I was like, this is Mercury retrograde coming in. A general card for everyone. Yeah, let's do one for the week. What a great way to wrap this up. All right, a general card for everyone. Something I'm not great at. Patience. Oh, haven't we been tested enough? The gods. Now, this is saying to everyone here that we've all planted the seeds, okay? And it's about going, well, what happened? Nothing came from it. I'm getting impatient. Why aren't I seeing results straight away? I picked up my cards again, not me, but, I pick up my cards every day with my readings. But, you've just got back into your spirituality and you've picked up your cards and you're like, how come it's not come back straight away to me? And it's like, we've got to be patient, okay? It takes time to grow things. But right now, we're also busy looking at the seeds, looking at what we planted and not being patient enough to wait for the results.
So all this card is saying to you is we're going to get that white lily. We're going to see our results. But right now we might just be looking at the seeds. But patience this week
may just be our virtue. Like I said, I struggle with patience. I'm an Aries. I got a Leo sun. Actually, astrology. Let's start talking about astrology with our Tuesday night shows as well. It's something I really love talking about. Let's talk about, we can talk about our sun signs. We can talk about our moon sign and what that means and our rising. And maybe even looking at where we are in astrology with the moon and things going on. Good card. I need patience. Yes, you do, Kat. I'm not good with patience. I never have been. Well, no, that's a bit of a fib. I can be. I can wait 5 years to get to where I want to be if I believe in it. Okay, but I don't understand why I'm waiting in the queue at the post office. Okay, that frustrates me, even though there's probably a very good reason and the people there are working very, very hard, and I'm glad I don't have to deal with the public every day at the post office because I'm one of those bitches looking at the queue going, why am I waiting? So yes, patience would do me good, but I am a rising Scorpio. Aries sun, Leo moon, Scorpio rising. I just burned the house down. There's nothing else to me, really. Even my Venus is in Aries. I'm not telling you where my Uranus is. So this one here, having patience and seeing where you're going. I have had so much fun tonight. Please start sending in those questions so I can start answering them. If there's a topic that you'd like to cover, send it to me. Okay, that is what askravencooper@gmail.com is all about, is me bringing you everything that you want to know about. Because if you leave it to me, I'm going to go do some crazy subjects. Paranormal, would love to talk about that. Like I said, chakras, crystals, anything metaphysical. We might even talk a little bit about the Chinese New Year that kicked in February. Next week, I look forward to it. Have a great week. Be good, be kind, be careful, look after yourself, and I will talk to you very soon. You're very welcome, Katie. Thank you to everybody. Mwah. Have a good night.